Right guys, what is going on? BusterBarnes here, bringing you my review slash recap of Game Week 17 in Fantasy Premier League, which obviously ended a couple of days ago. Usually I've been giving you guys my preview and reviews sort of combined in one, but as there's a little bit of a gap before Game Week 18, I thought that I would just hit you guys with a general recap episode of Game Week 17. If you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment down below how your team did in Game Week 17 and maybe your plans heading into 18, and as always do subscribe for more Fantasy Premier League content. But we will find out in this video if I did get a green arrow or again getting a red arrow in my team, and I'll also be going over the fixtures in general as well, just to highlight some maybe key points and some players to maybe look for going into Game Week 18 as well. So with that said guys, let's get into how my team did in Game Week 17. So as you can see, it was in fact a green arrow, 76 points, 20 above the average, which is really nice to see. I've been getting sort of around the average the last few weeks, and it's been meaning downwards arrows basically because of how I sort of am ranked so far. It can really change and go up and down. I am actually currently ranked at 280,712, which is decent. I just want to stay beyond that rank last season that I had in the sort of early 400,000s. But looking at my team, I did have a decent captaincy option, Harry Kane. Not the best one. I mean, I would have got maybe 4 more points if I captained Son. Actually, no, it would have been 2. What am I on about? Bruno Fernandes would have been decent as well. I know some people captained him. But yeah, other players doing well, getting the returns. Grealish getting the return for me. Saka as well, which was nice to see. Mitchell coming off the bench. Luckily, Reguilon didn't play at all for Spurs. Obviously, there was a bit of that controversy over some parties that have been hosted in this coronavirus period. So some players have the virus, some players are being punished. Will be interesting to see what happens with Reguilon next week. A bit worried now about maybe his starting predicament. But yes, not all players performed. Martinez gets a standard 3 points. Maguire, Robertson, Mahrez all getting 1. So annoyed that I went with Maguire over Wan-Bissaka because I was sort of umming and ahhing between the two. And I thought, well, Wan-Bissaka doesn't really attack, and then he obviously goes and gets the goal. Calvert-Lewin also gets the assist. Calvert-Lewin only getting 2 points. Other players on my bench playing, so that's nice to see. But it was Mitchell. It was the right decision, I guess, to have him as my first defensive substitution, as he got me the 6 points, which is very nice. I actually haven't checked yet if we did do well in the cup or not. I think we actually did get through. We only got through by 3 points, which is pretty crazy actually. So a bit lucky there. Obviously he had De Bruyne, who did quite well, so that's good. Advance in the cup, guys, so there you go, one step closer to lifting that trophy. Not too sure though, I never usually do that well in the cup, to be honest. That's not my biggest concern though, but it would be nice to try and progress as far as possible. But if we do get into the fixtures, as we can see, Everton 0, West Ham 1. Pretty surprising. I think the West Ham defenders are definitely an option to go for. Someone like Soufal is definitely piquing my interest. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm going to be using my wildcards after Game Week 18 and before Game Week 19, so to sort of exploit that double game week, see what teams have good fixtures going forward after that as well. So I think maybe 1 or 2 West Ham assets could be on the board in that case. Man United 1, Man United 2, Aston Villa 1. Fernandes still getting the results. Grealish still doing well. I don't think there was much to really take from this game. It was sort of just stuff that we already knew pretty much. Spurs winning 3-0. Again, not really that much again to be said. Leeds are sort of the team that batter the lower teams and sort of get battered by the higher teams. It's sort of just what they do at the moment, which is completely fair enough. I mean, they're going to stay up. Palace got the 2-0 win over Sheffield United. Sheffield United not looking good still. Maybe going to end up being the worst performing Premier League team ever, maybe. I'm not too sure. Obviously, there's still some of the season to go, but it's not looking good for them. Brighton 3, Wolves 3. Pretty surprising outcome, seeing as how defensive Wolves are, especially. If you had Sice, that would be good, but a lot of players that a lot of people don't have, and it's one of those games where I still wouldn't really be looking at anyone, to be honest. Arsenal 4, West Brom 0. Arsenal becoming a bit more appealing now. They are stringing a few good wins together, and could this be when they go back into some form? Obviously, Tierney's looking like a decent defensive option, as Arsenal still are quite a defensive team. You've got Saka, you've got Smith Rowe as a cheap option potentially, but I'd still monitor how much he is going to play. Obviously, will Arteta go back to relying on Aubameyang, Lacazette and Willian I'm not too sure. Lacazette, I'm not too sure how long you can expect his form to continue. I don't really know, but still, fair enough for Arsenal. Definitely on the radar a lot more. Leicester v Newcastle. Again, Vardy getting a return. Maddison as well. Maybe Maddison, he's sort of gone under the radar a bit this season, so maybe he'll pop back up soon and maybe be someone that we can all consider. Chelsea v Man City. Unfortunately, City did win 3-1. Some of the best attacking play, or maybe the best attacking performance from City so far this season, which looked good. De Bruyne sort of in that striking role, which is interesting. I don't know, because I was doing my draft, guys, for I was doing my draft for my wildcards going to Game Week 19, and I can't fit like all my premium defensive or midfield options in there, so De Bruyne was missing out. But now I sort of think, is this where De Bruyne gets into form? Can I afford to not have De Bruyne? And I'm actually also thinking for Game Week 18 of maybe taking the hit, because Mahrez did not start again. He's just not starting at all, it basically seems, in the Premier League for City. So I'm just thinking, should I risk it? Take the 4 point, or take the -4 to swap Mahrez for De Bruyne, because obviously I'm going to want to take Robertson out for someone as well. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what I do there. Southampton surprisingly getting a 1-0 win over Liverpool. Ings getting the goal. Obviously Southampton attacking assets. Ings, Adams, still decent ones to have. Liverpool on a bit of a rocky start of form at the moment, although I don't know if I ditch on their assets yet, because they're still scoring most of the time and they're not like conceding loads, so and the thing is a bad patch of form for them is still like drawing games. It's not even like a Chelsea or a United or an Arsenal who are losing games. So I don't know. I don't think it's that much to be worried about. But that is my review of Game Week 17, guys. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like. You can always join the league with the league codes at the top of the screen as well if you are so interested. It's never too late to join the BusterBarnes official FPL league. If you guys did enjoy, please be sure to subscribe for more Fantasy Premier League content. I'll be with you before the next game week starts to give you guys my rundown of what to expect and what to do going into that week as well. I do hope you guys all have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.